model. So here it's we start up. It's about technology and incentives, how improvements in technology happen, and how they sustain growth in living standards. And as it says here, it's about economic models, how to see more by looking at less. So it's the topic number 3. And also this thing here, opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. That's typically, it's a basic first the concept you learn in economics. It's the understanding of opportunity cost. So as it says here, the cost of doing something in terms of whatever you gave up to do it. So what do economists always do? We compare. We compare. If you ask us, what do you think about something? We would typically answer, compared to something. And we look for realistic alternatives. What are realistic alternatives? What do we compare it with? You know? So in the course, a lot of times we compare it like with being unemployed, or being unemployed for a while and then get another job. So that's a topic. But opportunity cost is an important starting point to use this term, and we are soon going to use it more. But let's look at this explanation of the Industrial Revolution. So here we find thing about we find that thing about isocost. And this is typically if you don't know what isocost is, you don't get started, because you need concepts to start to think like an economist, to try to talk like an economist. So 1 minute, what's the definition of isocost? Isocost, what is it? 1 minute. Isocost, that is, we look at different inputs. For instance, we call them L for labor. In the example here, it's also called workers, and also for capital, they also have energy or coal. Different examples of inputs. So it's different combinations of inputs that cost the same. So in the example here, it says cost is 80. What do we know then? We know that along this line, different combinations of workers and coal, that cost 80. So along there, cost 80. But also, what do we know about this example here? We know that this line HJ is the same for both France and UK, England. What do you understand? What do you understand if you get this information that the line is the same for France and England? What do you understand? 1 minute, 1 minute. What do you understand? So the answer it is, you know that the price of labor divided by the price of coal is the same. The relative price in France is the same as the relative price in England. Because the slope is the same. And the slope is defined by the relative price. So this is something you understand then. Same slope. Then the relative price of then labor compared to the capital is the same. It is the same. So what else? What else can we look at here? We can look at point A and B. So if we should put some names on A and B, well, point B, that's a combination with a lot of workers, not that much coal. So it's a labor intensive. Well, point A is the opposite. Then it's a energy intensive. So, what do these two countries have in common? At the start, they have in common that the labor-intensive production, that will be the one with the lowest costs. So point B will be the solution for both of them. And then something happens here. What is it? Change? Explain. A minute, explain the change. What happens here? 1 minute. Okay, so the slope becomes steeper. So then back to definition of the slope is the relative price of labor compared to the capital. Then it's a steeper slope. It's the price of labor that increase. It's the price of labor. And so in this change then, this slope here is the new for UK. Well, this one, same for France. It's the same for France. So here, what's the change? That's the labor more expensive in the UK. So labor became more expensive in the UK. So what do we explain then? What do you get out of it? What's the conclusion? What's the conclusion? Again, 1 minute. What was the point of all this?
Ja, det er jo mer forutnevnt, liksom, men
Okay, so well, the point it is that when we look at isocost curves, the further out, the higher cost. So the further out, the higher cost. So then we find that point B would no longer be higher cost. Point B, that's the labor intensive solution, will no longer be the one with the lowest cost. So now it was an incentive for UK to move towards capital intensive solution. That is point A. Let's look at an exercise from multiple choice. Then in your presentation, I put all exercises at the back. So now I have to move to then slide 14. To move move to slide 14. No, is it 14? It's the one. It's the one. Where are you? Here we are. Yes. This one. So the English version on the left. Where do you always start when you look at the diagram? You start with a axis. And what do you find? What do you find if you look at axis compared to the last example? This is the opposite, yes. It's the opposite. So now it's electricity, it's capital on the horizontal, and it's number of workers on the vertical.
Det kommer ju an på da, om man har råd til.
So how should we name them? 6 and 2, what should we call it? Energy intensive. Energy intensive, and this one labor intensive. Is it more information that's important to us? is it? There's something here. The input factors price of hourly wage and electricity price provides isocost lines with the same slope as the in isocost line of A. So if we are here, what then? What would be the best thing to do? Would it be to go for energy intensive or labor intensive? Energy, why? It's cheaper. How can you explain it? Why is it cheaper? Because if the red one is the line, we find that being up here more costly, higher cost. So the right answer is A. We're having a 3-hour session today, so let's take a break then before we continue.